The Grand Canyon attracts close to 5 million visitors every single year, and most people know it for stunning views, hiking trails, rivers, sheer scale of it all. But what you might not know is there's a tiny village of just over 200 people living right at the bottom of this canyon, the Havasupai Tribe, whose name literally means people of the blue-green water, have called this place home for over 1,000 years. And today, Supai village, sitting 8 miles below the canyon rim. Mail is delivered here by mules. There are no cars, no roads, and honestly, that's a huge part of what makes this place feel so special. You have to earn it. Today we hiked over 10 miles down to the bottom to visit that village and to find some of the most unreal waterfalls we have ever seen. The Havasupai tribe controls every person who comes in through a strict permit system. It took us a long time to get ours, and when we finally did, it cost $455 per person for just 3 nights, making it hands down the most expensive hike we have ever done. So was it worth it? We packed everything we needed for 3 days onto our bags and went to find out. Supai village isn't just the only village at the bottom of this canyon. It's also the most remote village in the entire continental US. And to get there, we just drove 2 solid hours through absolute nothingness. So there are 2 ways to get down to the village. Option 1, helicopter ride. It costs about $300 per person each way. Option 2 is you hike it, which is exactly what we did. From the trailhead, it's 8 miles to reach Supai village and then another 2 miles past that to the campground, where we will be spending the next 3 days. You don't actually check in at the trailhead. There's a place called Grand Canyon Caverns Inn about an hour and a half before you even get to the trailhead, and that's where you pick up your permits and get officially checked in. You can also stay the night there before you hike, which is exactly what we did. We started hiking at 6 in the morning because we wanted to be deep in the canyon before the sun comes up. The first mile out of Hulapai hilltop is steep switchbacks. After that, it flattens out through about 6 miles of open desert canyon. Almost 4 hours into our hike, we finally made it to the most remote village in the continental US. The tribe asked that you don't film inside the village, so we put our cameras away and just actually took it all in. Then 2 miles down the trail and we saw the Havasu Falls. There's really no way to prep yourself for it. It's a 100-foot waterfall dropping into this pool that is the most insane blue-green color you have ever seen in your life. The color comes from calcium carbonate in the water that builds up on the rocks over the time and creates this wild electric glow. Completely natural, completely unreal. The water sits at 70 degrees year-round and we were in it fast. And honestly, if you only make it to one waterfall on this whole trip, this is the one. But please don't stop here because what's coming next might actually top it. We set up camp right along Havasu Creek. Finding a campsite is pretty casual, first come first served base. There's a spring water station near camp for drinking water, so you are all set there. The next day we headed to Mooney and Beaver Falls. To get to the base of Mooney Falls, you go through 2 tunnels carved directly into the cliff face and then down a chain ladder bolted into the rock. It's exposed, a little sketchy. If heights aren't really your thing, just go slow and focus on your feet. Most people skip Beaver Falls because it's a 3 miles past Mooney and you have to cross the river a bunch of times to get there. But this might have been my favorite part of the whole trip. The trail runs into this lush, jungle-like corridor, cottonwood trees, crystal water. And Beaver Falls itself is a series of tiered cascades rather than one big drop. It's peaceful and beautiful in a totally different vibe than Havasu or Mooney. And on the way out, we ran into a couple of bighorn sheep just hanging out on the trail, completely unbothered by us. We spent the whole evening there and headed back to camp for a good night's sleep. Then the next morning we explored upstream from camp, and this is honestly where some of most underrated waterfalls of the whole trips are hiding. Most people walk straight past them on their way to Havasu. Big mistake. First up, Navajo Falls. It's not the electric blue you have been seeing everywhere else, but it fans out in these wide, gentle curtains over red rocks, and it's so beautiful in a totally different way. We got there around 9 in the morning and were completely alone. Then Hidden Falls. And we almost missed this one entirely. We spotted it from the trail but had no idea how you could actually get down to it. Here's how you find it. Walk past the fry bed stand, look for a pole structure on your right, turn there, hug the cliffside and keep left. You will walk through some water on your way in, but once you are there, it's like your own private little waterfall tucked into the canyon. Totally worth it. And then 50-foot waterfalls. Exactly what it sounds like. A 50-foot wall of waterfalls spilling across dark rock and greenery. No dry land here. You are just in the water, which honestly fits the whole vibe perfectly. It's hard to find. Most people don't make it out here, and there's a real chance you will have it completely to yourself. As we coming to the end of this video, here are a few things I would tell anyone planning this trip. Start early. The heat builds fast and Havasu Falls get crowded by mid-morning. Early start is a game changer. The hike out is all uphill, 10 miles all uphill. After 3 days on your legs, it is a lot. Train for it, or at least mentally prepare yourself before you go. Bring water sandals you can actually walk in. You are crossing streams constantly. Pack electrolytes. The heat plus the miles plus the altitude drains you way faster than you'd expect. And last, you are a guest on Havasupai Tribal land. The tribe has protected this place for over 1,000 years. Follow the rules, practice leave no trace, and be respectful. This place exists because of them. and it's on all of us to keep it that way. If this video helped you plan your trip or just made you want to go, hit like and subscribe. Drop your questions in the comments.